Friendly Neighborhood Gamer here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be going over a solo Nightmare Dungeon reset method, and it's super simple and easy to do. And really quickly as well, without taking up too much of your time and making too long of an intro, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for watching my videos. I appreciate that you're here. If you feel like you want to subscribe, then thank you. If not, then no worries. I just appreciate you watching the videos. So thank you very much. With that said, let's get right into the video. So if you haven't seen this one already, it's really easy to do as a solo player, and the only method that I know of currently in order to reset a Nightmare Dungeon. What you're going to do is call in a Nightmare Dungeon, and then you're going to enter it and clear it out as normal. So once you've started clearing out the dungeon, you're going to go through and just clear everything as you can and get to the final boss area. And right before when you're going to go and fight the boss, what we're going to need to do is then leave the dungeon, and we're going to need to find a world event. We want to be out of this dungeon for at least 3 to 5 minutes in order to get this to work. And what it will do is we're going to jump into a world event, and theoretically it is going to reset the dungeon. So right here, as you can see, I've pretty much cleared the whole dungeon. Now what I'm going to do is of course kill the last few enemies, and then I'm going to go to the boss gate. You don't have to go to the boss gate, but I just like to do that to know there's not more to clean up. And then once I am there, I then leave the dungeon and then go find a world event, whether that's just a world spawn event in the area or even a cellar will work as well. Some of you might be thinking that this does take a while to actually do because you have to go do a world event and or a cellar in order for this dungeon to reset. So it does take a minute in order to do this, but this is one of the only solo methods that I know of in order to respawn everything in the Nightmare Dungeons. So again, once we have left the dungeon, now we need to find a world event or a cellar in the area, or even farther away, it doesn't really matter, in order for this Nightmare Dungeon to respawn. Or I have had some people say that if you wait outside the dungeon for 3 to 5 minutes and then go back in, that works as well. And I do want to say, make sure that you do not leave the server because you will lose your Nightmare Dungeon. So you can't leave and then come back into a new server because your Nightmare Dungeon will disappear. So make sure that you do not do that. Again, just go and find a world event in the area, and it doesn't matter what event that is, just make sure you do that, and then you can go back into the dungeon. Now, if it hasn't reset, just go find another world event, or even run around for a minute and then try going back in. And after running around for a few minutes, I was able to find a world event in the area, and then you can go and do that world event like I said, and then make sure you finish that event, and then you can head back to the dungeon for it to respawn the enemies and go through the dungeon again. So hopefully after doing that world event, the dungeon will have respawned for you, and then you can go through and kill the enemies again. So we're going to make our way back to the dungeon and go through that process all over again. Now, this method has been working great for me since I am usually a solo player, and I have been using it a lot to refarm Nightmare Dungeons. Now, there is a method that involves a group as well, which involves switching the party host, but I am not going to get into that one today. However, this works great for you solo players, which enables you to farm the dungeon as many times as you want. Sometimes it does glitch out and you're not able to farm the dungeon again, but in my case, it has worked pretty much 99% of the time for me. But anyways, guys, this is my method on resetting the Nightmare Dungeons. Like I said, you might have seen this before, but I wanted to get this out to you guys just so you know it's there. This is going to help enormously with getting the legendaries and some of the legendary aspects that you might be looking for. And if you're having a hard time getting those Nightmare Dungeon sigils, then this is going to help if you have at least a couple in order to refarm these Nightmare Dungeons. If you do have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. I'll leave some gameplay up just so you can watch. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and we will catch you next time.
carrying too much.
The beasts can't resist the scent of blood, even their own. Have enough here to lure out a few. Care to join the hunt?
I'm not ready yet.
That certainly got their attention.
I'm not ready yet.
Didn't collect much. It won't make me rich, but that'll help. Here, that's for you.